Hello guys, today I'm gonna show you my drawing process. This is for my traditional drawings. I do have a different process for my digital drawings and I will share that on a later date. So I start my drawings with an ID. I already revealed it a bit, it's an owl. When I have an ID for a drawing, I usually look up reference pics on Pinterest or Instagram or anything like that. And I use the picture purely to look at the shapes and the forms of the animal or whatever I decide to draw. So today it's an owl. I already have a reference pic, which I will link down below. And when I have an ID, I will start sketching. And the first sketch, which was this sketch, is purely to see what the forms are. So now I'm working on the sketch that is like an example of what I want it to be on my paper when I work it out. So now that I drew the thing I want to draw and I see that it's getting easier for me to draw, I draw a thumbnail. And before I draw the thumbnail, I'm gonna see what I want to draw this on. I mostly work with alcohol markers or watercolors at this moment. And for alcohol markers I use this sketchbook. It's a square sketchbook and I keep that in mind when I draw the thumbnail. And for watercolors I have this watercolor paper, which is a whole different size, so I keep that in mind when I make the thumbnail. This time I want to make it watercolor, so I just draw a little rectangle on my page. I don't really make it big or anything. I'm just gonna see, okay, what do I want to do for the background and where do I want this guy to be. And then for backgrounds, usually for traditional backgrounds, I do a little square like broadly around the elements of the drawing. And I have things stick out. So now I know how the owl is gonna sit on the page, where it's gonna go, and I can start sketching on my watercolor paper. So once I finish sketching, I'll start with the line art. Now, before I do the line art, I look if the markers or the fineliners that I'm gonna use are water resistant, because I'm gonna work with watercolor. And I already know that these Faber-Castell Pitt artist pens are water resistant and work really well with watercolor. So right now I won't be needing to do that, but if I work with a new medium or have new pens and I'm not sure if they work with what I want to use, then I always test them. Because it's just awful when you've done line art and you go over it then and it smushes. It's just the worst feeling. So I usually either use a 0.7 or 0.5, and for things that need to be black like the eyes, or if you have something that needs to be black in your drawing, then I use a brush pen. And after I'm done with line art, I erase the pencil. Yeah, I'm gonna color this with my Castell Connector paint box. There are 12 colors in it, plus Chinese whites and a paintbrush. The fun part about this set is that you can take out the colors that you need. I really love these watercolors because they're really pigmented. I don't really have a method on coloring stuff. I just usually see like which colors I first have and what I can use it best for. Now, as you can see, the watercolor is going over the line art and makes it less visible. I'm not worried about that at the moment because I can always go over it again. And I think it would be a nuisance to like go around the line art. I usually have an idea of what kinds of colors I want the drawing to have, but for this, like I want the owl to have different kind of browns, and I guess this is more of a yellow. It has feathers, and the hat obviously needs to be lighter, and this one is a bit lighter. And then I'll just work with like one tone of colors. It's just not as precise as I would for an alcohol marker drawing, or if I draw a character with different clothes, I obviously look more at what kind of colors I want to use there. now that this part is done of the coloring, I'm gonna make sure this is all dry. And then I'm gonna color in the backgrounds. Sometimes I first color the backgrounds and then color the main elements of the drawing, but that depends on what medium I use. When I use watercolor or alcoholic marker, I first draw the main elements in the drawing. But if I draw with acrylics or with oil paints, I first draw the backgrounds and then build the drawing up, because that is how you use the medium. So ask yourself, when you use a medium, can you easily draw around it or over it? And with watercolors, you can easily draw around it than over it, because it's just not opaque enough to really draw over it well. That's the background, and then after the backgrounds, I wanna make some details. So now I'm waiting for the background to dry to do the line art again. So when I'm done with line art, I grab either my white Posca marker or my Uniball Signo gel pen to do little highlights. So this is my traditional drawing process. It really helps for me right now. Especially the thumbnails are really helpful. I do it with most of my drawings here. I did it for another owl drawing, and it's just really helps to make sure how to fit your drawing on your canvas. I hope this helped you a bit and that you picked up on something, and I'd like to see you guys in the next video. Follow me on Instagram to see more of my art, and follow me here for more time-lapse videos or unboxing videos. I'm planning on doing one soon. And I hope to see you guys again. Thank you for watching.